Web server security flaws. The following list is of the top 10 web server security flaws. Number 10. Forced browsing. Attackers use brute force skills to search for the following unlinked content: old backup files, configuration files, and temporary files. Files like these may contain valuable data like source codes and internal networking addresses. Prevention. The following are just some of the steps that can be taken to protect from forced browsing. Perform penetration tests. Make sure URLs are protected, administrative and high privilege access is protected, and update antivirus protection and patches. Number 9. Insecure communications. Failing to encrypt sensitive network traffic will leave it exposed. Credit or bank card information must be encrypted. This is required by the PCI. Prevention. Use SSL for all connections that transmit sensitive data. Use transport layer security for protection between web servers and database systems. Number 8. Insecure cryptographic storage. Web applications rarely use cryptographic functions properly to protect data and credentials. Attackers can use poor data protection to conduct identity theft and other crimes such as credit card fraud. Prevention. Use AES RSA public key cryptography and SH256 for hashing and full encrypt all data in a data pool, not just parts of it. Number 7. Broken authentication and session management. Account credentials and session tokens are often not properly protected. Attackers can compromise passwords, keys, or authentication tokens to assume other users' identities. Prevention. Password strength should be a minimum length and should be changed regularly. All stored passwords must be encrypted. The password user session should be protected by SSL in case of traffic being intercepted. Number 6. Information leakage and improper error handling. Unintentional data may be leaked about configurations and internal workings. This information can be used for attacks against the system. Prevention. Do not display debug information to end users and ensure all errors are checked. Number 5. Cross-site request forgery. A cross-site request forgery attack forces a logged-on victim's browser to send a pre-authenticated request to a vulnerable web application. This could be a social engineer attack where a user is conned into giving an attacker access. Prevention. Do not open unknown emails. Do not allow sites to save usernames and passwords. Do not allow sites to remember your login. Use one browser for sensitive applications and another browser for normal internet browsing. Number 4. Insecure direct object reference. This is when a file directory, database record, URL or key are exposed. When an attacker finds these objects, they can use them to access other data. Prevention. Do not expose private object references to users. Verify all reference objects and validate private referenced objects. Number 3. Malicious file execution. Code vulnerable to remote file inclusion allows attackers to include hostile code and data, resulting in attacks that cause total server compromise. Prevention. Add a firewall. Use an indirect object reference map and validate users' input. Number 2. Injection flaws. This allows an attacker to relay malicious code from one web application to another one. Malicious hostile data tricks the interpreter into executing unintended commands or to change data. Prevention. Avoid accessing external interpreters. Validate data to ensure there is no malicious content. Minimize privileges assigned to all accounts in the databases. Number 1. Cross-site scripting. This type of vulnerability allows malicious attackers to inject client-side script into web pages. Depending on the type of website, this could create a major security risk. An attacker can gain access to user-sensitive data. Prevention. Treat untrusted data as a potential attack. Set HTTP only flag on your sessions and any custom cookies. The end.